So it was kind of like a group of things that were pushing me into a corner. I had money, I had, things, but I was still empty.
Every week, we hit the road to tell the stories of the people, places, and events that make Hunt County great. These are our friends and our neighbors telling their own stories in their own words. Stories worth knowing and sharing. These are the stories that make us proud to call this place home. And around every corner, we find something else that makes us want to celebrate Hunt County. This program would not be possible without the support of our generous sponsors. Thank you.
I've always had a really deep passion for words that I compliment my grandmother for. My grandmother raised me from 2 weeks old, and she would always put words or the alphabet around the ceiling of the house, and she would just have me going through the house and reading words, and I just grew this fascination of words. Once I started liking music and figuring out that you could put words together to kind of tell your story, and it felt good to do that, to tell my side of the story on certain things or how I felt. I've been doing music pretty much all my life. I had been involved in a lot of different things in the streets that I probably shouldn't have been involved in, and coming from a certain type of environment where people would maybe label as hood or street, that being in my music and that type of energy, it follows you, and it started showing itself to me as I continued my career in Dallas and getting involved in situations where there were shootings or people going to jail or stabbings. And it just got to a point where I just, was looking back at my life, and I didn't feel like that was normal. I had a young nephew of mine who was murdered over in North Dallas, and that really hit me really hard. And at that point, I think I realized that death is not supposed to be overlooked. When someone dies of something tragic like he did, I just felt like, for me, coming from that environment, I had just made my mind up that I would never be involved in anything like that. I don't want to rap about it. I don't want to be around it. I don't want to have really friends that's involved in that type of lifestyle. So it was kind of like a group of things that were pushing me into a corner. I had money, I had, things, but I was still empty. And so I just screamed out to God in desperation. I had a feeling of peace. I just had a feeling of it was going to be okay. So anybody going through something, struggling, I feel like once you acknowledge that you're struggling, you acknowledge that you're going through something, you acknowledge that you can't do it on your own, you acknowledge that, right now things are not the way that they really should be. And when you can accept that, then that's the first step to moving forward. It didn't take away bad things from happening, but it just gave me the ability to respond. Being able to put that into the music kind of helped me to deal with all types of different things in my mind and in my personal life. I still have that same passion for it, but now doing it for God is like a rejuvenated type of passion, a renewed passion, because now I'm doing it to tell somebody else how good God is through music. Just use what God has given you. We have so many different things that God has given us to deal with, life. And so just use those things and you'll be able to overcome things and come out way better than what you were before, and then you'll be able to see it and then help somebody else. I am Colby Savage, and I celebrate Hunt County.
If you liked this story, help us celebrate by sharing it with your friends and family. Our stories appear on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and cable TV on Juice 34. You can also find us online at celebratehuntcounty.com. If you'd like to suggest someone to feature in our program, email your idea to stories@celebratehuntcounty.com. We also want to thank our sponsors for making our storytelling possible. We hope you'll support the hometown businesses that keep Hunt County strong.
We've had damage, like the ceiling has collapsed. Our friends put together a fundraiser through Facebook. This local roofing company reached out to us. We'll never be able to say thank you in a manner that is appropriate.